Hey there, you over there. How you doing? Hello, and welcome back to Storytime with Turner Time. Storytime with Turner Town. I am your host, Turner Town, and here's the way that the stories come. Coming at you. And we're gonna make a good story? Question mark? We shall see. So what we do is we pull three prompts: character, plot, and setting. And then what we do is just try and forge through blood, sweat, and tears, maybe a little bit of fire, and a little bit of imagination, but mostly dark magic, carnal sacrifices. Let's kill things. And let's create things just to tear them all apart. Do you think the guy who invented Legos had a god complex? He loved to create things just to then watch them be destroyed. It's possible. How do you think they fit all those Lego into their mouths? Sorry, hold on. How do you think they fit all those building blocks into their mouths? One piece at a time. What would Sherlock say if he was a boulder? Hmm? That's sedimentary, my dear Roxon. Humor. I'm gonna pull one of each of these three prompts. Boom, boom, boom. From that, we're gonna create a fucking masterpiece. A story that you couldn't even imagine right now because we don't have the prompts yet. Let's take a guess at what it's gonna be. If you guessed that it's a rhinoceros eating carrots in the Sahara, you're probably wrong because that's way too good of a story to be in these jars. You see what I mean? There's no way I could ever have imagined that before, so that's not possible. All right, okay, let's pull the fucking prompts in. We're gonna pull a blue, or no, hold on. Let me just give a good stir, actually. Just so you can't think that I'm fucking around, you know? I'm not. I'm pulling these at random. I swear to God, you couldn't even fathom the imagination that went into these jars. But once again, leave your prompts and your suggestions in the comments below. Literally whatever you want. I don't care. I'll put in like, "Hey Turner, that was a really good job," if that's really what you want me to do. You like that, bitch? Swirl it around a little bit. All right, what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull this blue one, and then we're gonna pull maybe this yellow one. Get back in there, pink one. I'm gonna pull this yellow one, and then we're gonna pull an orange one. All right, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right. Vampires, but they have to lick people instead of biting them. Overtly sexual once again. God damn. But we're gonna try and steer away from that this time. Let's see where they're gonna be at or what they're gonna be doing. How about that? Let's take a look. Oh, oh shit. And this is all happening at a bus stop where everybody is fighting. Okay, alright. This story is just writing itself. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. What are they gonna be doing? They have to hide the body in plain sight. They have to hide the body in plain sight. Can you believe that? They have to hide the body, but in plain sight, at a bus stop where vampires are licking people. So we got our three prompts. We got our three of them. We got three of them. All right. We're hiding a body in plain sight. What are we doing? We're hiding a body in plain sight. Okay. And where are we at? Where are we gonna hide this body in plain sight? Right. We're gonna have to hide it at the bus stop. Right. Where, and so the way we do that is by getting everybody to fight. So everybody's fighting at this bus stop, but where the vampires are licking people's necks. So the vampire's gonna be our main character, and he has to hide a body, and that body is gonna be our objective. So what we got to do is we've got to figure out how the body died, and I think the answer is quite obvious. He was licked to death. You know, they licked him until he bled, and then he bled to death. Maybe? I don't know. I'll look that up. Maybe he drowned on saliva from all the licking. I gotta Google some stuff about being licked to death. I hope I don't find anything weird. Things have changed. I've seen things that I can never unsee. Capnocytophaga canamosis, a disease commonly found in the mouths of dogs and cats. And guess what? This vampire, I guess, open mouth tongue kisses his pets on the daily. Or. He caught one of them crazy cat ladies with his vampire ways, and then contracted it from her, who has contracted it from her many, many cats. So this one will be crazy, but it will be simple, it'll be concise, and it'll be to the point. They have one objective, that is to bury a body. And there's one place that they can do that, and that is at the bus stop, where everybody is fighting. And they're vampires that lick necks instead of biting them. They don't have to kill them, so this is like a big deal. Like, they could easily just go, oh, like, you ever have a homeless person just lick your neck? It's basically just that, except these people are sustaining themselves off of it. They do it for a living. They're professional lickers. And they could lick you without even letting you know that you've been licked. You'll be like, oh, was it raining? They're less harmless than a mosquito. Mosquitoes are very deadly creatures, and we should all avoid them. So we have two vampire characters, one to help carry the body, and I had to have a little bit of back and forth on this. I wasn't sure how they were going to be transporting the body. At first I was like, oh, well, it's simple. We just put it in like a giant suitcase or something. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Thinking I'm going to roll the dead body up in a rug, and they'll be carrying it like that, bitching about how heavy it is and stuff. Of course, they're vampires at a bus stop, so it's like 12 o'clock at night when they're doing this, and like, who's transporting a rug at 12 o'clock at night? I'll tell you who. Vidal Montecristo and Meriwether Franks, the two vampire leads of our story, transporting a dead body who we never really get to know the name of because his character was short-lived, to say the least. Of course, then we also have a bus stop where everyone is fighting, and so we had to figure out who is everyone. Just picked a couple stereotypes that you'd see in a city. So we got an old man, we got a hooker, we got a young thug, we got a strung-out lawyer, and an undercover cop, just to add a little bit of tension. So now we plan. What do we plan for? The future. Just kidding. Wing it. It's gonna turn out fine. It's just a single heartbeat to give you hope. Just a little beep in the long line of beep, 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 beep. That is my heart attack. Okay, so they, first things first, they arrive at the bus stop, obviously. So our lead characters, Vidal Montecristo and Meriwether Franks, arrive at the bus stop one late evening. It's probably 12 a.m., full moon up in the sky. And at that bus stop, we introduce our characters. And beside them is quite transparent undercover cop, clearly wearing a wire, sunglasses in the middle of the night. Who does that? Yeah, right? That'd be as insane as wearing sunglasses while you're at home in the basement. Makes absolutely no damn sense. So, through exposition, we introduce our characters, and then once again, through exposition, we have to explain away the fact that vampires don't drink blood anymore, which, of course, is due to their dietary restrictions. Blood is so fatty that it's just like, and they didn't even need the blood, it was just because it tasted good that they would drink it. What they really needed was the sweat, the perspiration of the human. That was the driving force of their sustenance. So the vampires have all gone on a diet. You gotta cut out those fatty foods, you know? Red meat, it'll kill you. But of course, it's just really freaking awkward to lick on a neck, especially if it's a stranger, right? Oh, okay, so that's what they do. They have to get into relationships in order to just lick that sweat. But of course, that's not this story. This story is the bus stop disposing the body. Oh, what if it was his partner? That adds a little bit of emotion to it, right? He has to bury a person that he fell in love with. So they have to explain away the rug, basically. They're carrying around this giant fucking carpet with this, like, huge lumpy mass obviously rolled up inside of it. So they have to be like, no, it's fine. It's just it's an old rug, or maybe it's a new rug. I don't know. It feels like it's getting heavier the more we go, I swear. It's like it's like there's a body rolled up in it. But of course there isn't. Of course there isn't, because that would be insane. Who would put a body in a rug and then walk it around so openly? That's not what people do. That's insane. The end goal is to dispose of the body, and how can we do that with all of these people watching, especially that undercover cop who can't seem to pry his eyes away from anybody? How do you get them to stop focusing so much on your rug? Start focusing on the people around them. What you do is, during the rising action, we have to initiate a fight. I don't know, maybe you step on a dude's sneakers, light a hooker's hair on fire and blame it on somebody else. No, tap the old man on the shoulders and say the young thug stole his wallet, maybe. Kick the cop in the nuts. So yeah, anyways, so we find a way to initiate a fight. And the fight breaks out, right? And it's like fucking wham wham, couple fucking lefts, couple fucking rights, couple fucking ducks, swerve, jump, uppercut. So during the fight, our two vampires have to sneak off and dispose of the body. And then it's quite simple from there. Bus arrives, bus leaves, and then of course we ended off with a little bit of a 1-2 punch. Like, oh, you thought it was going one way, turns out it was going the other way. Bus comes back. That just about wraps up our story. There's a couple mysteries in there for you to kind of goat you into tuning in next time. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you over at the story corner. Don't forget to leave your suggestions for prompts in the comments below. If you want last week's story corner, it's over there. If you want the playlist for the rest of them, it's right there. So let's do it with a good thing that happens.